Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are installing an electronic ignition kit in my wife's BMW R75/5.
Also, my name is Lauren, for those of you who are wondering in the comments, because I actually did see that. They're like, what is her name? My name is Lauren. It's nice to meet you.
All right, welcome Lauren to the channel. So I've been doing a little series going over an R75 that we had purchased for her mid-summer off just randomly sight unseen on Facebook Marketplace. And we've gone over some videos. I have a lot more videos planned for it. We've done...
But why are we doing the electronic ignition?
So kind of our main goal with it being your first real motorcycle is to make it as reliable and safe and just easy to ride as possible. As many of you know, these bikes aren't necessarily like as easy to ride, such as like what you're used to, like a Honda Grom. Like the clutch is hard, so we did a video upgrading the clutch so it doesn't squeeze nearly as hard, so it's a little bit easier on your hands. I plan to do a video rebuilding the front suspension, and we're going to be going over the brakes and stuff. We've gone over the carbs and got it running absolutely dialed. We've done all sorts of work on it. I've done a couple videos. You can check those other ones out. But in today's video, we're installing an electronic ignition, and that's going to give us all sorts of benefits that we'll kind of go over throughout this video. So let's get to it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so to remove that front cover, it's just that 5mm wrench. And there's 3 bolts, one there, and then one down here. You want to loosen it, not tighten it. So flip that little thing. There you go.
I'm going to have some stripped out bolts on this bike.
You're not going to have any stripped out bolts.
Okay. So pretty much everybody who has an R75/5 or an older motorcycle, I guess it doesn't matter the brand. An older motorcycle, dealerships don't work on them.
Pretty much. Yeah, you have to bring it to someone like me or work on it yourself.
What if there's no dealerships or like independent people like yourself in their area? Like there's so many areas within the country that are like, you know?
Well, that
like,
actually will segue into a
like rule
thing that I wanted to shout out. Push on the button.
I'm pushing on the button.
And then you kind of give her a couple, one of these.
Oh.
Right. Let me pop our toolkit out of here.
Wait. I have to try that now. Okay, so push the button. Sweet.
So you undo those 2 thumb screws, and then we're going to undo our fuel lines holding our tank on there and the other one on the other side.
Okay.
And then we can pop our fuel lines off.
Thanks, Kevin. I was thinking ignition like this thing.
That's like your starter. You're thinking of this one. That's your starter. I guess that is kind of your ignition. This is like...
But that's like on a car, I would think of like the ignition where you would put the key in.
Yeah, that is the ignition too.
Well, so this is not like that though?
This is like controlling your spark. So like as the engine spins faster and faster, it needs the spark timing needs to change, and this is what controls that.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll trust you.
So yeah, we're basically gonna Velcro.
Do you need help with that?
Yeah, take that Velcro off.
Yeah, I think you do need some help. Sometimes you need my help.
And then that should stick down, and basically this little unit, we want to keep it, it's a super good spot for it. It's isolated from like heat. If you can't see it by the video, we replaced the entire wiring harness and upgraded every single electronic component, wires, coils, everything. So this bike is like premier level of airhead reliability.
I can't wait.
Just for you.
Summer.
Just for you. Ignition coil negative, black.
Then brown.
Yep, ground to frame, brown. That's why the brown has a little loopy here, because that's going to just get connected like that.
Okay.
And then sensor brown, so then the brown wire from the sensor goes in there. And the next one, sensor yellow. So the yellow one goes there.
And then the next one white?
Yep, sensor white.
And then green.
And then green, ignition coil positive.
So we have to get a tiny little tool to tighten that little screw up. Oh, so cute. Like,
oh no, don't rip it down. How tight were you going?
Tight.
Okay. You want it like tight, but you don't want it like, it's just plastic. You know, it just has to hold like, yeah, it's good. That's good.
The first one I did way more than that. Don't do that one anymore.
That one felt good.
Okay.
Yeah, they all feel good.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. Where does this go?
Where your points are. You probably don't know what those are.
No, I don't yet.
You'll learn that real quick. So this new unit,
Okay.
rather than being mounted to the camshaft, is going to be mounted to these two bolts, and then being the pickup is going to be right directly here on the crankshaft. So there's not like that.
Okay. Camshaft.
Yeah.
Crankshaft.
Right. There's not going to be like a stack up of tolerances. So basically, what this is doing is it going to be an optical pickup. It's going to go right here.
Oh, and then is that little thing gonna go on here?
Yep. And that little thing is going to go in there. So
This thing.
nailed it. So I'm just gonna completely remove our points and condenser system. So now we can install our sensor. This is our pickup, and that's gonna go in those same bolts that we just.
This is the pickup. That's the sensor, or is
That's-
this the sensor and that's the pickup?
Sorry. This is the sensor,
Okay.
and that other piece is the pickup.
Okay. We worked together though. We made it.
Yeah.
We made it happen.
We want it super clean job. We want it to look the way it would look if this ignition.
If this was stock.
Hook this in there, pull it back, and feed this right up in there.
Okay,
And
that's
then just-
pretty easy. These are my ladies, Stacy. You know why they call her Stacy, right? So was brown the negative?
No, brown goes right here on the
Oh,
ground.
brown is the ground. Okay.
Right. So the ignition coil negative is going to be the black. 'Cause
Okay.
It replaced this one that you took off.
Okay. I don't feel like it's going anywhere.
Yeah, it's going.
Okay. Ooh.
The S
The S
right
is
there in the
really-
timing window.
Yep.
So as this spins, when it hits that opening,
Yep.
that's when it like sparks.
Yep.
Yep. So we're gonna put it right there,
Okay.
and then we'll tighten that up. We're gonna start the engine and look into that window with a timing light.
Ooh. Okay, so we've started the timing process. We went in, we looked to find the S, spark. Then we turned that little thing so the opening,
Yep. So it opens up, it turns like the light flickers when it's at S.
yep.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook this up.
And we're gonna
and
like,
then shine this in the
while the motor's running, are
while
we
the
like
motor's running, and
double
we're gonna rev it
checking?
up.
Are we double checking that it's correct or?
We're just like we did it like rough.
Okay,
So now
okay,
we're like truly dialing it in.
okay. Yeah,
See then how the F kind of comes and goes?
yep,
Like we're not quite at full advance yet.
uh-huh,
And then when I give it more gas,
yep,
it goes way up.
yes,
So that tells me we're like super far advanced.
okay.
Yep.
That's the small adjustments that you have to make, just little tiny adjustments.
Then we'll just snug these set screws up. Then I'm just gonna start it and check that timing again.
Okay. Kevin, did you ever answer what your favorite BMW was?
One that's not on my list.
Oh, that's a good answer.
All right, so we have our ignition timing absolutely dialed. We revved it up to around 4,000 RPM. The F mark was dead center in the window. We still have to put the front cover back on yet.
And then when it went to idle,
This is still warm, your
Oh.
sweatshirt.
it feels good. It's cold in here. Then when it went to idle, then the S was in the window.
Then the S was in the window. So when you're timing it, it's not like absolutely essential that the the S mark is in the window at idle.
Okay.
We're mostly concerned about the F mark at
4,000 RPM.
when you're up at full advanced.
Okay.
But thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you'd like to see next.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Well, I mean, we're trying to hit 100,000, and yeah, as always, have a safe ride.